Welcome back to Can I Talk for a Second? This is episode 9. No, 8. I lied, not 9. 8.
8.
You've got Mom, who can't count.
And Dad, who can.
Sometimes. Can you count how
Depends
your
on the
Giants are
weekend.
doing?
I counted us out of the playoffs.
They're done.
We're going home. I told you. We're going to stay in MetLife. No more of our games on the road.
No, that's it. You're done.
We can't handle it no more.
And that's unfortunate. It's very sad.
Knicks are bad too, so shush.
I haven't even watched a single game. I know they suck. I accept the fate of the team that I follow. They're fucking garbage. Realistically, though, I only go to those events for the food that's in the arena. I could really give a shit less about the event itself. I don't really... I'm not overly... There's just, like, especially in Barclays Center, when they play in Barclays, oh my god, the food is so fucking good there.
I've never been to the Barclays yet.
Why?
I don't know. I don't like going out with a group of people. Like
You don't have to go with a group of people. Anytime I've ever gone there, it's no more than 3 people.
Well, I mean, I don't like when the masses of people are around me.
You're one of those.
Yeah.
You go to a football game.
Yeah, but, well, that's outside.
Well, football game, I'll sacrifice anything to go to a football game. The experience is
It's
like
cold.
no other.
Immediate no for me because it's freezing.
Yeah, but you be
Well, it's a
cold,
September game.
but then you start to cheer on your team, and you get.
There is no cheer to be had when I am cold. I am a miserable bitch when I'm cold.
Especially when they make a touchdown, you automatically go from like negative 30 degrees to like 110. You're
No,
making
I'll still
the
be fucking
most amount of
freezing.
noise.
Freezing and miserable. I'll be pouting. At least in Barclays Center, there's the wing place. There's the burger place. We went in there, right? We went in. That's where did we see?
They
We
got
went to
stuff
Prudential. That's where we were at.
Right,
I've been
that's-
in. I was in Barclays
You've been to
earlier this
Barclays
year.
for Drake. What are you talking about?
Is that where we went for Drake? Yeah, it is. Okay. No, because I've seen Drake a couple of times, so I always forget the venue that he's in. Like, I saw Drake at MSG. I saw Drake, I think all the times I saw him at MSG.
Specifically saying
Oh my
we
gosh.
couldn't go because the tickets were.
Well, this time, yeah, well, because Ticketmaster's a fucking thief of souls.
Jesus, yeah.
Like, fucking, like, the tickets for Ticketmaster, and it happened for Bad Bunny, too, but, excuse you. It happened for Bad Bunny too because when we bought the tickets for Benito, those tickets were outrageous. But when we looked for Drake, because I was like on the fence, I wasn't sure if we were gonna go.
Yeah.
But then I found ones at Barclays that were like okay. I was okay
Yeah.
like selling that portion of my soul to go because it was Drake. But then we looked at what else did we look at to go to that was like wildly priced.
Broadway.
And we looked at and there's something else before Rod Wave that we looked at also. I don't know what it was. Maybe Ariana was one of them, and there was something else that we had looked at in between those two, like in between Post Malone and Drake. We were like, the tickets are like astronomical. Like 2 tickets for me and her to go to some of these shows were like $1,500. Like,
That's why I watch them on TV.
nah, it's not the same though. Ava has experienced concert me. I think Drake was probably the most turned that I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ava got to
No.
experience turned me,
No.
and I typically don't love super crowded places like that, but like for that, like I buy a seat at the end, like I'll tolerate it for that, but like outside of that,
There's only one song I really went off for. Other than that, she was every song. She was just. I was afraid she was gonna fall off the balcony. She was going.
I was going ham at that concert because that was all he did, like kind of like the Eras tour he did, and that was like with and I explained it to her when we were waiting outside, like the poster, like the banner was from like the beginning, his first album, all the way till right now,
Oh,
like
yeah,
the evolution of time,
yeah.
and I warned her ahead of time, and I was like, we're gonna have a time at this
I don't
place.
gonna lie, those were like, to me, I mean, I don't know. I tell a lot of people, I feel like that, to me, was like, to me, my opinion.
Stating
like
that very
Drake's-
clearly.
Like, those were Drake's best ones. Like
The
when
early
you-
ones? Oh yeah, early
Yeah,
Drake was
when early
unmatched.
Drake was like the best Drake. You know, I always tell people
That
like,
was draking and driving.
you know, like everybody's like, oh, certified lover boy and this and that. I'm like, nah.
Sir, of all the ones that he's released recently, like, because I Honestly Nevermind was literally that. Honestly Nevermind. I'm not even going to download that. And then Certified Lover Boy was probably, of all the ones recently, like of Her Loss, whatever, that's probably the one I could tolerate the most.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, because Her Loss, the one that he released before For All the Dogs, was like, that one and Certified Lover Boy I could tolerate. There were a handful on there that I was like, all right, this is like, For All the Dogs it's kind of like old school Drake vibey, but like with a new school like production like value. It's not like the old school Drake was like very. I feel like the music, the sound like composition was very simple.
Yeah.
And now I feel like he not overcomplicates it, but it's like a different, like, I don't know, it just evolved into something. It's not like classic, like when we were like fresh out of high school Drake.
Yeah.
Like that, it wasn't that Drake. Like she, like, I forget what it was. I think his first, no, it came out in 2009. She was a couple weeks old when it dropped his first song. And that was like,
It was a banger.
yeah, that and like all those. And then like, Views and Nothing Was the Same, like those were
Yeah, no, I mean those were like I'm talking about. You're talking about like those like tracks like put him on like
On the
they
map, yeah.
actually like fast tracked his shit like
that. Yeah, that because during that time though Wayne was in jail and he needed something to
Right.
keep the label like rolling. But those albums, because he dropped those back to back to back.
I feel like Drake was his best when he was trying to get noticed.
He
Like
was
when
grinding for it. Yeah,
yeah,
he was doing
going
shit
in.
to get noticed, like
Yeah.
to make like notable music.
I'm
Like
telling you, like this dude it was like even some of like his stuff that he had off to the side that he released after he went
Yep.
like mainstream, those were bangers.
So
and it was
even
like,
those,
oh
like
snap.
I think it hit me like peak Drake was like when he was beefing with Meek Mill and he
Yeah.
dropped like the diss
Oh,
track.
the diss track,
that
was
wasn't
fire.
even on any album. It was just a single that he dropped. And he
Yeah.
made billions off that fucking
And
record.
it was crazy.
That was like high peak Drake. And then I think COVID like drove him to madness maybe because everything post COVID. Because I saw him in 2015. I saw him in 2017 and 2018, or 2016 and 2018. Whenever he went on tour, each time
Yeah.
I've seen him, and they were usually at MSG because the tickets were not your fucking soul. But those and this one was lit too because it was the old music. But the first concert, the Summer 16 tour, that one, because when I saw that, I saw Aubrey and the Three Migos, and
Yeah.
that was pretty because Migos was there. But like, I don't know, like that was just.
No, it was definitely. Oh my god! You know, like I said, I feel like you have some artists that kind of like stay where they're at. Like and I don't. But I mean, it's like their flow stays the same. Like
Yeah, they don't evolve. They know what works for them, and they.
and they're good, true and true all the way through. You know, like to me, J. Cole is like one of those guys. Like he,
Yep.
no matter how high he elevates and how many fans he gets. His vibe, his flow, everything kind of just
It doesn't change.
Exactly, and then for me, it was like what put me on a Drake so much was like the things that he was singing about or rapping about at the time was like very relatable, and then he caught like this huge success, and then it was kind of like
They went to his head a little
I'm gonna
bit.
do the mumble rapping, and then I'm gonna do the this, and I'm gonna do the, and that's what kind of made me fall off of Drake because I was such a huge Drake fan. I
I
was
think,
like,
yeah.
oh my
J.
god.
Cole is the best.
J. Cole.
Yeah,
I saw
dude,
J.
I'm
Cole live
telling
also. I
you.
saw J. Cole in 2017.
Drake fell off too much.
Drake, because I
did.
feel like he felt like he got big, whatever, and then I
Yeah.
feel like he felt like he had to do the most instead of sticking to the formula that worked. He was like, all right, what else can I do?
Yeah,
Like, where else can I
then-
put? He like that. Honestly, Nevermind was not an R&B record. It was a techno hip or techno
Yeah.
whatever house
House,
record.
yeah.
But everybody was like, this is an R&B. It's not. That's not what he released.
No,
he
yeah.
he like dabbled in house music, and obviously the dabbling was, don't do it again.
And that's dope. And to me, it's like it's cool if you could go different places. Like you know, like
But
you
not
have some
everybody
rappers,
can.
right? Because you have
He's
some
one of
rappers
them.
who mess around with people like Marshmello with dubstep and
Well, yeah, but there's tons
electronic
of
and stuff
Usher's
like that.
one that does it like a crossover, but Drake is a rapper. Like he's like
Yeah.
a singer, but he's more of a rapper. Usher's an R&B singer.
Yeah, I feel like Drake tries to dip in both places,
But he
and,
does it well.
and it's not bad.
But
yeah,
he's early 2000s, like
yeah,
that's
and that's what I
his
liked
era.
about him. And I was like, yo, stay that way. But then he kind of like did too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Places is not for everyone.
even for me, like another dude who was pretty good
It is
in
not.
in separate places. He didn't really go too far off, but like Kanye West, like
They just said
Kanye West-
Kanye is
Kanye West has a mental illness.
That is my guy. Yo, like his Donda album to me was
Honestly,
like
do you remember?
fire.
Do you remember when 808 and Heartbreaks dropped?
Come
or
on.
the college album,
Come
The Bear.
on.
Did you see that his
Good
daughter?
Morning?
Yes, but did you see that his
Oh,
daughter
God.
Northwest dressed as the bear
Yeah.
for Halloween?
Yes, and I respect that, yo. Like that is, Yo, Kanye has hits, bro. That'll last forever. That's why when they were talking about...
those are cemented. They're indisputable records.
And that's why when they were talking about, like, Kanye versus Drake, I was like, yo, listen.
Two different artists, two different schools. You can't put them in the same... They're not the same.
You know, I wouldn't put them in the same boat, but if you gave me a choice to listen for the rest of my life, I'm picking Kanye. I'm picking Kanye, man.
See, I like Kanye's like hit songs.
Early Kanye.
Even his song "Champion," "Stronger."
But those are all that's early Kanye. That's before Kardashian curse Kanye.
Yeah, yo, but even his Donda album.
I'm not even gonna say that though because I started watching on Hulu their new series.
Yeah.
And I've been obsessed with it. So I've watched. There's 4 seasons now. They're in the middle of the 4th one. The 4th one's like the current one. I binge watched the entire thing in 2 weeks. And watching that because originally like you saw their stupid show on E like where they made everything like dramatized.
Oh yeah.
But this one is more of like a docu-series into their like real lives, so you get to see the other side of like how they're navigating the divorce, like all that, like the.
Day says bring Kid Cudi back.
He's strictly
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi. Cooties. He's strictly a producer now. He does. If you read like the credits on certain albums, like he's produced a couple of J. Cole's. If you read the production credits, he's solely a producer now. Just like there's a ton of artists who've done that.
Because they know that's where the money is.
Well, that and they feel like, but that's a group of people that recognize that their era or their time has come and gone, and they can take their talents and move it somewhere else.
100%.
So not every artist does that, and they want to stay in the limelight.
Yeah, and I get that.
Not you. You should watch the documentary on Kanye. You'll love him more.
I do. I loved him from when he started. When he was.
We found out we were pregnant.
Even when
with
his
you.
mom died.
We found out we were pregnant with you when one of those albums dropped, 808s and Heartbreak.
It was 808s and Heartbreak.
We found out that we were having you right then, and that I listened to Family
Tell
Business.
Day I'm definitely gonna watch it.
I listened to Family Business the day that I found out I was pregnant with her.
Okay, yeah.
That was
But that album hit so hard.
It did hit hard.
That album was so dope.
Every song on that album told a story, but that's what music was. It used to tell a story. Like the album had a purpose. Like it had like a sequence. Now it's just like we got a diss track, and then we got like In Your Feels, and then we got like some fucking trap turn up shit, and then we got like some rage driving.
I could be with music, but I just hate when I hear somebody's car pass by and you hear and I'm like. Bro, what are you listening to?
No, the whole thing vibrates.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, my man, like, and then I get on it because then I Shazam stuff, and I'm like, let me see what
at the red light, like excuse.
Yeah, like I'm trying to see what song you're listening to, and Shazam can't pick it
roll
up
down
because
the window
the person's like,
excuse me.
Yo,
what is that?
Put your window down. I need to know the name.
Don't go anywhere yet.
So, and I just feel like
the kids nowadays listen to these.
Okay, I'm not even gonna lie though. There are some songs, and I'll find them on TikTok, but they're like their sole purpose in life is to be like hype music when I'm at the gym or when I'm driving.
No, 100%.
Or like
right.
Yeah, or like I'm at the bar like acting ridiculous with my friends. Like that's it. But they're not like music to vibe to.
No, yeah, and I feel like music of all genres and artists and stuff like that and whatever, they all have a time and place. But if I can't understand what's coming out of my speakers, we have a problem. That is my
slightly
thing. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing I always liked about, and like I said, one thing that I liked about early Drake was it was relatable. He was telling you something that you were like, oh yeah, that happened to me.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, the lyrics the lyrics
hit you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And even with Kanye, they hit you like. But now it's just like I feel like kids, they just put some on the radio so kids could like, or this generation, not only kids, but this generation, and they follow it, and I'm like, bro, but that's not hip hop. Like, like this is not hip hop.
It's
bro.
funny because we were talking about the other day when we were driving. I sent you a TikTok earlier too, but we were talking about Lil Wayne and how he's a rapper that has stayed even now, like he just dropped something with Ciara and Chris Brown. Every feature he does, every verse is classic Wayne. There is no, not to say there's no evolution, but the flow and the style is his, and he branded it, and that's it. Like it's the same.
And I think that's the truth behind Wayne. Is like Wayne is like he's a beast. Number one, he's a beast. And I always think that like people. Like when you first, because I didn't really like Wayne when I first was.
I fucking loved Lil Wayne.
I didn't really like him, and then people were like, "No, listen to what he's saying."
Yeah.
It may on the cover when you're first listening to it, it sounds dumb, but when you're listening to it, you know what I'm saying? and you get what he's saying.
It
Now it
would-
makes
yeah.
sense. Like I think he was saying one thing when he was talking about with the girl and she got pregnant. He was like,
Yeah.
Something like-
he has some heavier hits, like Something You Forgot. He has a couple of that are like more like not like nostalgic, but they're more like they're meant to like tell a story and evoke a response. And then he has other stuff like the shit that I sing to you in the car that's straight like just
Yeah.
trap music, like just. But I am very proud. If nothing else that I've accomplished with this child is that she knows bars to classic Lil Wayne songs.
because you, I mean,
Well,
listen,
Day says that she definitely took J. Cole and Kid Cudi for granted.
yo, I'm telling you,
Look,
man,
J.
a lot
Cole
of people.
but J. Cole's still around. Kid Cudi called it quits, and he's not in his prime anymore. But he did say, if you watch, there's a couple of things on him too that he said, like he had a like take like he had, like looking like inward, and he was like, I don't really like respect the rap game or what goes on here, the music industry. I'm taking a step back.
Yeah.
Where other rappers like Drake are like, I don't give a like I'm getting the bag, and people eat this shit up, and I'm gonna do it till they're just gonna do
And
it.
see, I think that's what separates people's legacies. Like even look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you don't really hear much
Production
about
now.
him.
Production. He has a couple other
40
business
40
things.
Club. He's got all these
Yeah,
ventures.
he's got a bunch of.
But when
that's
he
each-
was out, like nobody can stomp on
nobody could touch
Jay-Z's
him.
legacy.
No, nobody could touch him.
It's like he left the game in such like high fashion.
Well, because
like
he
his-
left on a high note.
Yeah,
He's
you
not
know
one of
what I
those
mean?
rappers that like we see, like the other like not one hit wonders, but the ones like from when we were like in high school, they had like
Right.
a flurry of hits and then they released stuff that
Remember
nobody gave a
Jaquan?
fuck that nobody gave a fuck about, and they like kind of fizzled out instead of going out on a high note, taking that money and doing something else.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Drake is like he's Drake.
And,
So
Kanye's better than Jay-Z.
I would say lyrically.
yeah, I would
lyrically.
think,
yes.
but again, they're different. They're different rappers. Like they're not like they're not the same type of rapper.
But the thing is like Jay was more like he was talking when his raps came out. It was like Bed-Stuy.
It was. I was gonna say
Brooklyn,
that was like straight Brooklyn, like out of
Yeah.
like the P's, like
yeah, Marcy
rap.
Projects. Like
Yeah, where
he was
he-
telling his story basically.
because he
and
grew up
how
very
he-
differently than Kanye West. Kanye West grew up like in a standard like middle class home. He didn't like
And
Jay-Z
I-
was like part of like the street life and the drug
Yeah.
game. And he wasn't that. It was a different like coming from a different place. And even now, like if you look at, it's funny because I end up like on a YouTube rabbit hole and I watched and this is a way newer rapper, but the King Von documentary.
Oh
about the
yeah, I heard
rap-
about him.
all
He's the
that.
one that died.
He's the one
Yeah.
that died. But if you watch that documentary, you can see how different each like geographically the type of rapping that they're doing and how different it is. You can even see with Miami. Like
Yeah.
when you see like those southern rappers versus like Northeast versus like, Chicago rappers. They're all kind of different. They have different flows and different appeal like type of thing. They're not the same sound.
No, 100%. But like that's the same thing. Like if you look somebody like Ludacris and then somebody like T.I., like
Yep, they're southern rappers.
but they're southern rappers and they had different things going on. But the best part of them were like it was just all understandable. It was all relatable. It was all good stuff.
And it
you know?
wasn't overly auto-tuned. Now
Oh my
it is super auto-tuned where those rappers were. You cut it?
You remember the T-Pain era?
Oh my god. Well, he started that, but there's also another. You cut it, Beans?
Why are you interrupting the podcast?
We interrupt this message to bring you. But they were Ti started the auto-tune movement. He started like that whole like, but he did it for like fun and like to make his voice sound different. People now do it, where they're give it to Dad. People now do it because they can't rap or don't have the voice for it, but they have the stage presence, and they'll
Right.
do that to make like because then you see them live and you're like, what the fuck?
No.
You're like, who the fuck are you? Oh my god, that was so bad. Kodak Black is one of them.
Walking
Oh my
He was like, he was just like walking back and forth, like reading the lyrics and like yelling hype shit on the mic.
Yeah,
And we were like,
it was like
what the
ad libs
fuck?
all
And then
day.
he was like, promote my new album.
Yeah, like put up a QR code. We were like, what the fuck? But like just watching all those, like seeing where they went with it was probably the most interesting part. Like hearing them now, and we're like,
And that's
it's
what
not
I feel like. I feel like in the end, like I feel like we were like the last ones for like good music. I mean, besides the few other artists that are out there that are still like creating good music. Like, I don't want to take anything away from them because there are still good artists out there.
For their
But-
time, they were good, but now they're not. Hello.
My bad.
So I just feel like I feel like now music is like really bad. Like on my iPhone, all I have is like old school. Like
It's
stuff.
funny because she'll see stuff pop up on my, like when we're driving, and it's stuff that I've taken either, like we said this before, like when I stole it off LimeWire or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'll download. Sometimes if it's released on Apple Music, I'll download it because it's a better quality, like
No,
than
of
the one I
course,
stole
yeah.
off the internet. But I don't like the newer stuff. Very rarely will I be like, this is like a good fucking jam. I'm just like they're new songs, but from old artists.
Yeah.
They're not new songs from new artists. I just
No,
like
yeah.
you can't. No, bitch, wake up, motherfucker. I don't know. I said it to not go to sleep, bro. I don't understand. Like, what the fuck?
Don't fall asleep.
Bitch. Yeah. Wake up. You charged all fucking day. But it's mostly like new songs from like the artists I've always listened to. It's not.
Yeah, no, 100%. And and that's what, like, for a long time, like, I left rap alone for a long time.
Well,
Like,
you were
stopped
also in
listening to it,
Yeehaw,
and then
Texas.
I started listening to, like, country music, and then I went to...
The Bayou.
Yeah, and then I started with the whole Marshmello. That was, like, my favorite for a while. Marshmello, Skrillex, Dead Mouse, those were my guys for a while. Because if I'm just going to listen to people mumble, I might as well just listen to Marshmello fill my car with just beats. You know what I'm saying?
I only
and
ever
bass
listened to
drops.
that with crossovers.
Like
Never like hardcore just
Oh,
that. I was
no.
for me, but anybody who knows me knows for me it's always been.
Ghetto turn up rap.
All right, we're gonna get canceled, bro. Relax. It's always been like trap music. It's always been like rap. It's always been. You said it, not me, and you were mixed. So
I don't know, like I guess like
Oh,
she
okay,
gets
it's
to
never-
see two different worlds though. Like
Yeah.
where your car's like bumping
It should be
hardcore.
turned around and it's
Whatever.
not. You should
And
be
I'm-
the white girl with the calm music and you're not.
And I'm like,
I should
yeah,
have
I'm
like
like
I should be
calm.
listening to like the fist pumping like Jersey
I got
Shore
like Michael
shit.
Jackson
and I'm just
on.
like-
I got like Marshmello.
No, we
I
listen to
like
Michael. Ava
all-
loves that song.
the-
Ava loves that.
What
that-
Michael Jackson do
the-
you listen to?
the-
Was there Celine Dion
no,
and then Drake
yeah,
and
there's
then
no
Mariah
rhyme-
Carey and then Lil Wayne?
There's no rhyme or reason to my playlist. We go from, and Rosalie and Lewis saw this yesterday, God bless. We went from Chris Brown to Madonna to Coldplay.
Yep.
And then the Michael Jackson song, the I Want You Back one, the one I like the Picked You From the Bunch, that one.
That's Jackson 5.
Right, but Michael Jackson is the one who sings that. He's the lead
Oh,
singer in Jackson 5.
What we listen to is straight Michael Jackson.
no.
It's like Man in the Mirror.
No, not that.
It was like,
But that I listen to, and then like we go straight to like Lil Wayne, to
Jay-Z,
Jay-Z, yeah, to like some like, and as soon as she sees it comes on, she's like,
And
like
she's like,
turn around like at the
Like,
light, and she's like, here we
Yeah,
go,
nah.
lock the window so she can't roll it back up.
it's like, oh my god. Just put like
she
Put a
worst
big
of
bag
all
on
plays
my-
at school and she does that and she just like blasts.
Not in the morning. In the morning, she starts way too early for me to have that kind of energy. Like, it's just too much for me at that time. I'm barely alive. I'm barely a person. Sometimes I leave the house to drive for in the morning and I forget my glasses. And we're halfway up the block and I'm like, everything is fuzzy. I'm like, wow, that's dark. Well, now when we leave, it'll be light because daylight savings time.
Nah, I'm more of like calm now, and I feel like the older I get, the older music I like. Like now, I'm listening to like Hotel California.
Oh my God.
I am,
Michael.
yeah, I'm going into this stage of life where it's like I just want peace.
You're getting
Eventually,
grouchy.
I'll take over the office.
Like, yeah, I just want peace.
God bless. I don't.
I can't.
No. I
Yeah,
just,
I
some
know.
stuff
You
will
like-
never.
It's like
She'll be 65 in a club.
my era of chaos is starting to come
No,
to an end. Like
that's so
it's
funny.
Like it's like a
Wait.
Fortnite glider. I'm starting to like slowly
No, not me.
go
I'm
down.
slowly still coasting. It's funny because last week when I went out to the Halloween party, I took I was dressed up, like my makeup was fully done, whatever. I took pictures and I posted them, and like an hour later, your dad texted me. He's like, "Why are you out here causing chaos?"
Yeah, I was like, yo, what?
He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, and then at that point, I hadn't even started. Then I hadn't even started. I was out to dinner. Like there was no chaos I had caused yet. I was still,
And that's
I was
crazy,
still
'cause-
sober, and I was not causing any chaos. I was sitting politely at a restaurant. I was not chaotic at all.
And that's crazy because that text flew in at like 11 o'clock. Close to like,
No. It was
Had
like
to be.
no, it was like 9:30.
no way.
Yes, I bet you. Pull it up right now. It's 9:30.
Okay.
We're gonna see right now, sir.
I do because I remember and I was like, wait.
9:53 p.m. Why are you out here causing chaos?
Oh,
LOL.
okay. Well, I get lost when I play Fortnite, so my sense of time starts to
Because
go away.
I know I was eating dinner because usually like the bar doesn't really get going to like 1 a.m. But we knew it would be
I'm mad you know the time that it starts to
at
get
that
crunk.
particular bar, yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
So I took the pictures obviously before I met up with Rosalie and Lewis. Took the pictures, I edited them while we were eating, and then I posted them while we were like out to dinner because I was waiting for my fucking chicken wings or my chicken nuggets because they're boneless wings. I'm waiting for my food, and I'm like, I'll just edit my pictures. I posted them, and your dad's like, "Why are you out here causing chaos?" And I was like, I'm just eating. Like I'm eating celery with my buffalo wings. What do you mean?
dude.
And I was like, "Oh, you've seen my post," and he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I mean, I already knew. I was like, and it's always the one time, the one little piece of second that I get on IG, and it's like it comes part of my new post. It's like, bloop, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, so she's outside causing chaos,
Opened it up
and
and was
I'm
like,
inside being nice and peaceful. So like,
literally.
like I said, I feel like my era.
You were with grandma. I was like, no, where were you? You were with. That's when you went with Anna to the haunted thing you drove through.
Oh,
But and just for reference, I wasn't wearing anything particularly like outrageous. It was a white corset, angel wings, a halo, and leather pants. Like it wasn't anything wild. Like it wasn't. I wasn't like there were girls that were out that night that were like half naked. I wasn't half naked. I was like dressed. I was just. Like,
I know, but
everything
sometimes it's always like like some people say like you can feel intention behind the photo. And when I looked at it, it just had a purple aura on it, like when it was like crazy anime cartoon characters, like woof, and I'm just like, oh yeah, you have fun with that, and I'm just gonna sit here and level up in Fortnite because I have to reach 200. Because this is bad.
No, I was outside.
know?
And it's funny because you're not the only person that texted me that night, and then was like, you're outside, and I was like, yeah, and they were like, I'm inside being wholesome, and I was like, shut the fuck up, bro. I am a peaceful being.
you hated that entire night.
So at the beginning of the night, so we got there early so we could get a table because that place there's not that many tables. It's very much standing room only. I don't like dressing up. I don't love Halloween. I do, however, like that bar, and I do like drinking. So it was like 2 things I like and 2 things I really don't like. It's like 2 things I like because I can drink at that bar all night long for like $40 and get fucking white girl wasted and then be good. So, like on a budget, bro. We're fucking being fiscally responsible, but whatever.
You're not, though.
I am because for $40 I could drink like $100 worth of fucking liquor and be straight.
On Halloween.
I don't like Halloween,
In
but
the middle of the night.
it's not the middle of the night. I started my night at like 10 o'clock or 9:30, whatever.
See,
And then I'm real responsible. I stop drinking before I know I have to get back in the car. 1 and 2, I bring Pedialyte with me to drink going and coming back.
so you bring vitamins to like restore.
I make sure that I'm hydrated beforehand. But I don't love Halloween. I don't love the dressing up. I don't love. That's why my costume is just the cardboard wings and the halo because I don't like the whole like it's sensory for me. The costume it's just itchy and I don't like it. It's too much. So. I like that place though, and that's the only reason I agreed to go was because it's my favorite bar. So we went there, and then like we got there at like 11:30. We got a table, we're chilling, and then come like 1:30, it was like the Belt Parkway, bro. It was jam packed. You couldn't walk. I couldn't get to the bar to get another drink. It was hot. People's fucking costumes were touched. Sensory overload. I was tired immediately, so I took my wings off because people kept touching them. Again, the thing I just couldn't do it. But usually when we go there, it's always kind of crowded, but never like that.
Well, Halloween is like a big thing now.
I don't give a fuck about Halloween. I just like the bar. So
before it used to be like
I never,
just
you know, you weren't allowed to
trick-or-treat.
go out and walk around the neighborhood with your friends unattended. Sorry.
I never said unintended.
I said what parent was going. Give me their name and information so I can confirm they're going to take you out and chaperone you, and you never did. Yeah, well, you look like a big jooch walking around fucking trick or treating.
You know, half of my high school.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Unless you can provide me with somebody's name and phone, or I can go meet the parent before you go. I don't care. On Halloween, no. You're not going outside unattended.
Oh yeah, no. People don't.
Not on Halloween.
Because there's too many things going on.
Yeah,
Remember when we were
and
growing
you're
up,
only
they
a
doing like the
freshman.
slashings, like
Yeah,
the gang initiations,
and kids act fucking stupid on Halloween. Like, just really, they act bold. They have a mask on. They're with their friends. They hype each other up, and then they act stupid. And then now there's ring doorbells. There's everyone, and I'm like, the last thing I need is for her to be with a group of kids. One kid does something stupid. She's with the group. Some shit pops off.
Well, I'm gonna tell the officer you're gonna take her with you, because if you leave her here, you leave her here.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to jail
You sound
too.
like George.
I got to be
Take
like,
him down.
take him downtown.
Prosecutor to the fullest extent of the law.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna tell you, they ain't gonna be nothing to prosecute. If you leave her here, there ain't gonna be nothing to prosecute.
No, I'm
So
just
please.
like, and that, and earlier that day, like what my
It's-
final deciding factor really was, though, is during that day, her school had a lockdown because of a threat of violence.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what it was. It was somebody called in and threatened the school. They put them on
Yeah.
lockdown, whatever. And
That's
I'm
what
just
I'm
like, they just
saying.
act.
They didn't.
Yes, they did. That's what the
Because if
official
they
report
did,
from the
I
DOE.
would not have been in my classroom for an extra 2 minutes until they said, "Look, has been lifted."
Because nobody
I would
could.
have been staying in
Ava,
that
they don't
classroom.
tell you what they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't panic the students. They tell the parents. At that point, there was nobody in or out of the school. You could move around inside the building. Nobody could leave. So if a teacher went out to have a smoke break, they were locked the fuck out for an hour. There was nobody in or nobody out. You could not move. The building was locked down. Only people in the building could stay in the building because that's what it was.
That's-
A kid in my science class left early. What are you talking
Because-
about?
He left early. That
because
don't mean he came
because
back.
we got the notification afterwards, you could come get removed from the building. You had no idea the time frame it was at the letter that they send or the email, the blast they send out. If you'd like to come get your
It's from the
child,
school.
all right, yes, they did. It happens a lot. If you want to come get your
Right, it
child,
happens a lot.
okay, but on Halloween I wasn't having any of it. So they send the link. If you want to come get your kid, click this
Too
link.
bad,
It sends it
cuzzo.
to the office. So
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I remember when we used to get those things, man. And I run home, bro. I ain't trying to get slashed. I just
no,
want to play some.
yeah, no.
I just want to play some video games. That's all
No,
I wanna
Halloween, and
do.
just, but that, and like, I'm sorry, if I'm a homeowner and I see a bunch of big kids walking around, like come on now, like, let the little kids have it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, honestly, if I seen a
Nobody said
group,
the seniors and the juniors.
well,
were doing it.
no, even if you did it, you're
in
not
high
getting
school.
candy
Yeah,
from me, bro.
You're not getting shit from me, bro. Go
You're
home.
like trick or treat, bro. Go to Walmart. It's 2 for $5.
Yeah, like go to
Like-
fucking CVS.
Not the little kids from babies to like
Middle school.
Yeah,
I would say like
12th,
6th grade.
3rd,
Yeah,
and
like
then-
6th, 7th grade is probably
yeah,
the cap.
6th, 7th. I'm saying 12th, 13th. But like,
Anything,
yeah,
that's
6th, 7th.
7th grade. So yeah, like anything older than that, bro, you're too fucking grow up.
Bro,
Like come on.
get out of here, bro.
Like get the fuck off my porch with your bullshit.
Actually, no. But she's
What is it? Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
She's
Yeah.
such a faker though, because in the 7th grade I told her I was going, you shouldn't do it. I told her, you shouldn't do it.
You shouldn't. I don't like Halloween ever, and
And she never took me once.
No, I hate it. I
Or
took you last
trick-or-treating?
year, and I took her and her stupid friends last year, and that also put the nail in the coffin for her because I agreed to take them. I didn't want to take her last year. I said 7th grade was the cutoff, but COVID fucked them 1 year, so whatever.
So you gave back.
So I gave back 1 year. So I said, fine, but I'll take you.
Mm-hmm.
These kids acted like assholes from the minute we left my mom's house to the minute we came back. I wanted to run into traffic. I didn't like the kids she invited. Her behavior around them, their behavior was just ridiculous. And I'm like, this is with me here. Could you imagine if this was without me here? Like what they'd be acting
That'd
like.
be 10 times worse.
I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I was like, we're done with Halloween. And then once I was like, go hand out candy to the children in the front yard.
No, I hate
Yeah.
that. That is the worst thing you could.
That's the
I
best
would
thing. You get
rather-
to see all the little costumes.
And you could eat. I'd be eating candy while I'm handing it out.
I would rather stab myself in the leg than have a bunch of children walk up to me and be like,
No, they're
Yeah,
cool.
little kids like who are enjoying the fucking
Yeah.
no.
They're doing it out of pure like.
joy. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like you're just a bunch of
Awesome.
big jooches walking around.
Yeah.
And also I feel like people are like they see a group of like big kids walking around, they immediately assume they're up to no good.
Oh no! 100%.
They immediately think that you're
Automatically
fucking
getting
around.
Put on alert.
Yeah, like that. And
I.
I just, like, just everything gets videotaped now. Like the video of that girl beating up the kid on the bus. Everything goes on tape now. Everything is, it's just, I'm like, we're done with that. Like, if the school was doing something and you wanted to go back to the school and be part of a school event, sure.
Yeah.
But you're not walking around the neighborhood
No.
unattended.
Especially there's too much stuff going on in the city right now
Yeah.
for people to just be walking around like when especially with no adult supervision. No way, bro.
No,
I'm
hard
sorry.
pass.
Like I said, I'd rather stay home and watch the little kids.
I don't
come
want
up with
nothing. I
their
turn my porch
costumes.
light off. Don't come here.
You don't even give a. Oh, you wow. I like seeing it. Depends, cause there's some.
Grudge.
There's some.
But also in this neighborhood, this is a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood. It's not one trick-or-treater that comes over here.
Oh, that's different. Yeah.
She wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't have hated
But
it. In
you-
Queens, I didn't. I turned the
but you
fucking
know-
porch.
you
I
know what's
disconnected the
cra-
doorbell.
You know what's the craziest part is like, but for kids, and this is how I noticed the holiday itself has gone to like complete utter shit. Was that on my block, like 2 people came.
Well, there was something I read on
And I
Instagram
was
that
like, oh my god.
that trunk or treat events and like other things have ruined like door to door trick or treating because they go to these big events, they get candy there, and then they're done. But also the fact that years ago, like my mom was always home. Like grandma was home for us. Like she only worked during tax season, obviously. But one parent was home typically. Now you have parents like if I worked in the city, I worked in the city that day. I didn't get to grandma's house till almost 7 o'clock. I probably can't take you trick or treating.
And you know why I don't like when big chooches like them go around. Now that you call them that, it was so funny because Kai went trick or treating.
Oh well, she's fucking 2. I would expect.
But
her
they
to go
left
trick-or-treating.
but they left the buckets out.
People just take the whole thing.
And they took all the candy. Yo, my man, you don't got no sense.
Did
Take
you not
two
see
and
the video that blew up on TikTok?
Oh yes, the mom, but it was adults that were doing it.
Of the mom and these big kids, she was like, she ran up to the bowl
With a
and they
shopping
all,
bag,
like,
yep, and just
threw the candy in there. Then one of the kids came, and they were like, let me make sure. Looks in the bowl, and then they leave. But then a neighbor came, and he like put more candy.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. People act like assholes. So I'm like, we're gonna skip
that's
that.
Crazy.
Like this past Halloween was the first Halloween that I had gone out since the year she was born.
You know what I want to do? I want to go to one of those people porches, but I want them to like make me look fake. You know what I'm saying? So I can just
scare the
sit
shit out
there.
of them in a chair.
So when I could see one of these people coming and trying to take all the candy, like scare them and just like throw
Send them
something at them or
running. Yeah, no,
whatever, because like. To me, that's so foul. All the little kids that are coming to get
That's what I'm
candy,
saying.
like
You
that.
fuck it up.
There should be like if you don't have an age limit, there should be a starting age. My sister should not go trick or treating.
Why?
Yeah, why not?
She gets it now.
Okay, first of all,
She's so.
what candy is she eating? Right?
She's not eating.
Well, that's the best part.
none,
When I used
but
to take you trick or treating at that age, I ate the candy.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's a score
free
for the
candy.
Yeah.
So basically, I feel like you should go trick or treating from the ages 5 to whatever you said, 13, because then you can eat the candy. You know what you're doing.
I feel like
that you're in a costume.
But also,
No,
too,
I think
it's
they
not
get it
always-
because Kai was making the roar. She knew she was in a costume.
Yeah.
They get.
I can fly to Long Island right now and tell her to go roar. She's gonna go roar.
No,
But-
but she does it
She
specifically
knew when the costume is
she's
on. Yeah, she gets that she's
Like
wearing
when she
a costume.
puts it on, like she'll do it from time to time when it's not on.
But when it's on, she's.
But when it's on, she's
knows, yeah.
specifically acting like a dinosaur. She's like, rah,
She gets
rah.
the concept of in this costume, I am a dinosaur.
Yeah, so,
That's
and
what she gets.
And that's the thing. It's like seeing them be cute, and not just
Because
Kai, but all
they're
the little
experiencing
babies.
it. Like Gianna
Yeah.
too. Like she was a cowgirl, and she was a cow or a cat one year. But they get it. Like that's,
Yeah, they
You know, it's not so
understand.
much for the candy for them; it's the experience of dressing up,
Yeah.
seeing their friends dressed up. Like like.
Listen, I don't think if Kai go out to do trick or treat, she should come home with a full bag. I don't think.
It's more
I
for the
don't.
experience.
It's more
at
for her
age.
to go up there, see what the kids are doing, and then show her little costume off, and then the person gives her 1 or 2 pieces of candy.
Yeah, that's it.
She's not gonna eat it. It's not like I said. It's not like she's gonna. I mean, granted, I would want to eat all the candy, but it's for her to experience. It's like for every kid, not just her, but every
Yeah, they
kid
start to experience it.
go
like
out
you
there
were,
and have
you
the
were
fun.
a bumblebee, and then you were a fairy, and then
Wasn't she like a cat something?
she was
too?
a cat. Well, her third Halloween was when Superstorm Sandy hit, so there was no trick or treating. She was then she was the cat. Then she was a devil. She was a pirate, a vampire.
You got a lot of trick or treat.
The one year
Talk
that's
about
like
how you
Sandy
go
happened.
trick or treat.
Yeah, no, she had. I could literally.
lot of,
I
like,
catch the
trick-or-treating.
memory on Facebook each year.
You just sent me one on
yes,
Snapchat
yeah,
too,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
showed her
yep.
like she's a little cat.
Yes.
So I was like,
Yeah.
those are cool. Like when you watch that video of her,
She's
it's
little.
like
And
but she's into it because she's like, ugh.
yeah, well,
like,
that's the
she's
thing.
about
But
to
no, you know what kills me
trick-or-treat.
about that? Like, it makes me so sad. Her little raspy voice.
Yeah.
Like now she's got like a regular voice. She had like a little raspy voice,
Yeah,
like
it was
a
cute,
little
yeah.
kid voice. Like it was
was
so
cute.
cute. It was like
Yeah.
squeaky but raspy at the same time, and it was
Yeah.
just like.
And
so
that's
fucking
what I
cute.
like about it when they're young because their intentions of it is good.
It's pure. They don't know any
Like,
else,
it's
anything
like
else.
like you could see like how she was happy to be a cat. Now you want to go out there and start trouble, and I don't want that.
Now you just want to be out to act like an asshole.
So that's the part that gets me. So that's why
Eat all my candy.
that's why you big chooches can go out there and cause trouble, like
No, you're not doing
or let them go cause trouble, because
Yeah, you're
I'm not
staying
with it.
home. Yeah, I'm not with it either.
Like
I
I
will
said,
not.
And it's not only just just you being big and we know that you want to be an asshole. That's fine. We understand that. It's also too that there are other people out there that are trying to hurt people
Yes.
during this holiday.
Yeah.
That's a scary part about it. Like, if I know you want to be an asshole, that's fine. Like, okay, cool. You want to be an asshole? I hope the cops get you. And then when you get back,
I don't, bro, because it's me who they're gonna call.
you know what I'm saying? So, like, I want you to learn a lesson if you want to be an
No,
asshole.
because by the time you get out there, the fucking police station will be. It's gonna be me that has to stop what the fuck I'm doing.
Well,
First,
listen.
and I say this to her all the time. If that were to happen I was in the city that day, you waiting in the fucking cell for at least an hour and a half till the bus gets back over here until I get off the bus.
All you have to do is call grandma.
No,
Grandma
they're gonna
will
call your
come
parents.
for you.
Nope, they're going to call your legal guardians, which is us. They're not calling grandma. They're calling your
Yeah,
legal
and then
guardian.
You can send bail.
I'm not sending
No,
shit. You're waiting till I get there.
I'm gonna tell them. I don't care
So
who.
then I'm gonna rightfully ask for my one phone call. And I'm
That's not how it works. That's not how it works for a minor. That's
Yeah.
not how that works for a
I'm
minor.
calling grandma.
That's not how it works for a minor.
I'm calling grandma.
I don't
You
know
can
who
call
you're
you
calling. You can
want
call.
to.
You're calling
I'm-
nobody because you're not getting a phone call. You're not an adult. They're going to look up your name and they're going to call your parents.
Calling grandma.
No,
And then I'm gonna tell them, don't release her to anybody.
no, literally.
Except for
Like,
her
all
mom.
right, leave her there until we get there.
Yeah, that's it.
No,
That's
I
it.
Tell them call
But
grandma.
they're not. They're,
That-
you
but
don't
they
get to
can't
tell them
release you.
anything. They put you in a room and then they look your information up. They find your parents and they call one of us. They don't
You
pick who
s-
you want to call. They
you
call your
stay
legal
there,
guardians,
bro.
and I'll be like, leave her. In fact, put her in a fucking broom closet until we get there.
Bro.
Put her in the fucking bathroom. Whatever you got to do.
I would never want to be the parent that you are. I would tell my child that I would.
Hell
I'd be
no.
right there.
Hell no.
Right there, when I tell the fucking express bus driver to fucking run people over, bro.
I'm-
I'm at the mercy of the man driving the bus. There's
Listen.
nothing I can do. If he's stuck on the BQE, we're all stuck on the BQE. Like the other morning, getting to work in the morning
Like,
is a catastrophe.
Yeah, I know.
Every
Trust and
fucking morning.
believe.
So I tell her the other morning, right? I leave, I go to the bus stop, right? Get on the bus. Okay, so what I've been doing, and it's been working better, is taking the bus to Lower Manhattan and getting on the train uptown. It's faster.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been working well. I've been doing this
Okay.
without issue. Okay, well, last week there was issue. Get out of the tunnel, the bus goes its normal way, and then there's
Split.
there's fucking no, there's like chaos. There's an obstruction. They've like barricaded off the street, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, whatever, it'll go around the block, no biggie. We went like 10 blocks south, and I was like, we are going the wrong way, sir. So I take my AirPod out, and I'm like, excuse me, where are we going? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, you are supposed to know because you're driving the bus. What? And he goes, the streets are closed, like all the side streets
Yeah.
are closed. I have to make a turn on Grand, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make the turn on Sixth, which is where I needed to get off. And I was like, okay, so I see the one train there, and I know it goes uptown, so I'm gonna we're in the middle of 4 lanes, where the Holland Tunnel lets out now. 4 lanes of fucking traffic, everybody's beeping, and I'm like, just let me out. And he's like, I can't, this isn't a bus stop. And I was like, I just want to get out. And he's like, oh, okay, we can't, but the light's gonna change. And I was like, I need to get to work, my man. I've been on this bus for an hour. I want to get off. And he's like, okay. He's like, but run this way. I didn't listen. I ran straight across all 4 lanes of traffic. The light changed. It was like playing fucking Frogger. And I'm sure the bus driver's soul left his body, because if I got run over, then it'd be his ass, because why'd you let her out?
Yeah.
But I made it to, obviously I'm here. But he was probably like, I hate this bitch.
You weren't like the squished frog. You were like.
But I had to get on this bus again on Tuesday morning with her, because she's coming with me to work.
oh dear God.
Yeah, you're coming. So Ava on Tuesday's gonna be a part of an internship panel.
Yeah, I was talking to Amanda about that. I was like, I really don't want to go, and she's like, why? I'm gonna be there. I'm like, I don't want to.
So I have 3 interns. We've been prepping them.
I just
Some
don't want to dress up.
are you're wearing jeans and a sweater. Like you don't have to wear a
I hate
fucking
sweaters,
suit.
and I hate jeans. It's my
You
legs.
can't wear a crop top to my office, unfortunately. Sorry, but I have 3 interns. Some are more prepared than others, so she's coming as an alternate. But yeah, so I run across the street. I get down the stairs to the train station. I realize I've got on the wrong platform. I have to go back upstairs, cross the street, and go back down, because that's the uptown side. So I do the walk of shame back across the street that I just darted across like an idiot. And take the train to work, and I made it there with.
Well, at
3
least you're
minutes to
lucky the
spare.
bus driver wasn't there to
Yeah,
see
he
you.
was gone. He was probably like, "You dumb bitch." But yeah, that was my morning, and it was quite stressful.
So yeah, no, mine is just get up.
Late.
No, I'm actually on time. So I get up.
Which is bizarre, because on the weekends, that same morning, I'll wake someone during the weekday. I kid you not, I'll come down the stairs from my room, and I'll stand in the dining room and hear,
Nothing wakes. He
through
sleeps
the
like he's
floor,
dead.
And I'm like,
No, it's because you sleep like you're like an apocalypse could happen. You'd wake up and be like, "Where's the house?" The other night, and I showed you the video on Friday, but the other night there was a crazy accident in front of the house.
Yeah,
I sat right up and I heard it. And she's like, "How the fuck?" Because her window faces the same way mine faces.
Yeah.
She didn't hear anything. Like
because normal people sleep.
I was sleeping. It woke
You
me up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She talks about me, and she's like dead to
Nothing
the world,
hurt
too.
because I sat up and I thought, I'm like, did she hear that too? Nothing. And I like listened, and then I was like, the car flipped over and all that shit, and I was just like, I went outside to check the mail at 2:45 a.m. because I had to see what was happening, but I'm like, I heard it, like it woke me up, like I was not peacefully sleeping.
She never peacefully sleeps.
No, well, I fall asleep listening. So recently, I was originally falling asleep listening to, like I'd fall asleep like listening to or watching Desperate Housewives, and then I started falling asleep watching the Kardashians. But then I realized it was getting interesting, and I was like, I should like actually watch this. So I like went back a couple episodes from where I like fell asleep and started watching it, and I was like, wow. I was like, they're real fucking people. I was like, they're like real. They're just like regular. I thought they were just like existing, but they're like real people with like real fucking.
No,
Like
100%.
it's not like a storyline anymore. It's like their actual lives. So like you got to see like from when Kim first divorced Kanye, and then like what really like resonated with me, where I was like, okay, now I want to like really watch the show, was Kim's situation with Kanye and Khloe's situation with Tristan, because it's different because Kanye just kind of went off the deep end and Tristan cheated. But they both like together like made the decision that they were going to shield their kids, obviously, from like the fallout and like their personal opinion and like the turmoil between them, to like let their kids see their dad in a positive light. And one of the things that recently, like, because North is the oldest and she thinks her dad's like, she loves seeing him, but Kim has always made a really strong effort to not let her see like what's on the news, the tabloids, like, or let her hear conversations that her family has about him or about what he says. So she still has this like pure like image of her dad that like Kim has worked real hard to not taint. And the same thing, Chloe's kids are younger, but the same thing, like True is the oldest one, and her and the dad, obviously True is the oldest daughter, and then the boy is Tatum. But he had another baby while their second baby was being born, that whole shit. But she never let it impact him seeing the baby or seeing the daughter, taking her, like being part of family events, being at her birthday party. And I was like, that's like people can have their opinions about them and how they do things and the things that they portray and the beauty standards that they alter, but they're still like regular people with regular situations.
Well, yeah, because when, after all the money and everything, that's how it works, like at the end of the day, no amount of money.
Hold on, don't use. I don't want this. Stop it.
No amount of money can change that you're a real person and you're gonna go through real situations. The only difference is it's gonna be
amplified,
and it's gonna be on. People are gonna try to get access to that. They're gonna try to get you on the TV and make all your situations be on TV. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like us living, but
with like an audience,
with paparazzi and everything,
but it's interesting to watch, because then like when you hear, because you see the stuff on like social media about like why Kim left Kanye and all this other stuff, but then you get to see like her take on it, and I'm sure obviously it's very filtered and whatever. But she's like, and it's funny because Drake used it in, going back to our rap conversation, Drake used the audio snippet of her saying what she said in his Search and Rescue song.
Oh my God.
And she's like, I didn't come this far just to come this far. And basically she was talking about like, you can love a person for who they were and the times you had, but then they change and your lives kind of like grow in separate directions. And she's like, I don't ever want my kids to like see a version of me that settles for like, just because I have kids with you, I'm going to stay with you type of deal.
Yeah.
Where it was like, oh, she abandoned him in his worst times. And it's like, you didn't see what it did to her. Like his actions impacted her family and her kids, where she's like, I love you, but I love me more kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, that's always like, I think one of the most important is always, you always got to take care of number one, like, because if you don't take care of number one, how are you yourself going to take care of everybody else? You can't,
yeah.
So I agree with that. Like, and that was like most of the things that like, it's funny because now you hear about it. Now it's like you said, like it's on TV, it's in the light. And that's things that we would say as, the relationship got worse. It's like, you don't want to, it's like, we had a kid together, but it's like, we know that trying to be together would
it would be
traumatized the both of us still. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I agree with what she said. Like, I love you, but I love me too. I love me more. So
yeah, and I love me. Like, it sounds harsh, but I love me without you.
You're right.
So it's like I don't love the version of myself that I am when we're together. Like, it just doesn't. It just creates a recipe for disaster essentially. And it's like I feel like, but a lot of people, they do settle and stay with the person they had a kid with because it's easier, or because they've been with them for so long, or because they like subscribe to the mindset of this is the best I'm gonna get, and 100%. They discount like ever being like this isn't good for me anymore.
No, 100%. I feel like that's, and you see that thing. It still goes on a lot. Like it's like, oh, I'm married, or you know, like even like married people, like, oh, I'm married, you know, and I have kids with him or her.
Marriage is a whole other.
And yeah, but still, to me, it's like.
No, yeah.
I still don't. I mean, granted, an attachment is an attachment, but I feel like if you feel in yourself like you are like a worse person than you know you would be if that person wasn't intimately tied to you, then listen. You gotta make the move, you know. Listen, because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, like your friends start to see it, then your family sees it, and then it finally disappoints you when you yourself see it. You know what I'm saying?
I think, but how long this is my thing. I think you yourself see it first, but you don't want to admit it.
Well, yeah,
so you
ignore it. Deny it.
Yes, so you ignore it until somebody around you says, "Hey, are you okay?" Or like, "Hey, like what's going on?" Or like, "I noticed that," you know. But by the time it reaches that point where people can see it, you already internally know that this is no longer where you want to be or what you want to do. And I think it's worse when people are married because they feel like they just get this like they get like in this cocoon of like marriage is supposed to be something.
You're right.
And they like we were talking about this the other day, like they get very stuck in like we're married now and this has to happen instead of like we're married now and we've just deepened our commitment. We're still the same people and do the same things. It's like all of this stuff only lives in the marriage sphere. All this other stuff has to go. You can't do it when you're married. And it's like, who said that?
No, 100%. And I feel like that's why now, like a lot of like people who are like generations before us, like our parents and grandparents and stuff like that, like they get disappointed with the way I want to say society or humans, I guess,
this generation
are like transcending that tradition where it was like, listen, you're married, you have to stay with him, you have to make it work.
Yeah,
you have kids.
But think about the age that we're getting married now. You know? Like our parents are married for like 10 years at our age already.
Yeah, so you know, it's like I feel like, you know, we're starting. And I always feel like when we transcend and we start to evolve, like of course there are like some bad things, like of course twerking videos flooding TV right now, but also too there are good things, and you start to like understand just yourself as a being. Like I don't want to be tied to anything negative. And one thing I always say, and it's funny because Justin can he can say that I do attest. Yes, he can attest. I always try to tell people, and one thing I always want her to do is turn a negative into a positive. Don't just because like this is bad, don't add more negativity to it because you're just gonna make the situation worse.
Yeah, you're gonna dig a deeper hole.
So when some negative happens, like you know, you're having a kid with someone that's not working out and the relationship is shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Turn that, you know, try to turn it into a positive. Like it took us a long
podcast.
You know, it took us a long time, but
15 years.
You know, where you know, you're taking something that we were so negative about, like the relationship being shit. It was negative
for a long time. I would say for the better part of a decade, it was negative.
Yeah, you know, and now we're doing something positive with that situation, that energy, that everything. So I always feel like you should, no matter what situation you're in, just try to.
There's always something to take from the situation.
Yeah, and then just go about it positively. You don't have to be like, oh, hey, I'm great.
Yeah, but my life is falling apart. No, but it's just like a mindset of like, okay, this doesn't work, but like, where can I go from here? Like this has like, why? I don't get that. Stop asking me about that. I don't know why it does that, but I think like realizing that sometimes a situation ends or like a season in your life ends because it's carried you as far as it could.
Right.
And now you have to like take the next step. So like for me, my relationship ended and I'm like, it was like if for a second you like kind of get stuck in like the pity phase of like I invested all this time into this relationship, it went fucking nowhere, like now what? And it's like no, it gave you like your first steps in living on your own. It gave you like a blueprint of like what you don't want in your next relationship. It gave you a better understanding of who you are and what makes you happy, like of what you're like outside of your family, because before that I'd only lived, so you like it's easy to be like this sucked and I don't ever want to think about it again, instead of being like all right, it ended but it gave me these things.
100%.
And like not holding. I think another thing is not holding, because I'm a professional grudge holder, but not holding. You can, I don't want to say holding a grudge, but you can like hold your, like create a boundary and never go back there, but not carry the negative energy towards the person. Like I have no animosity towards anybody that I've had to leave behind, but I don't welcome you back.
No, 100%. I feel like, like there's, like you said, you always need that boundary that, sets it up to where you don't go back to that,
or you don't,
to that situation.
Like reopen the door. You know that the door has to stay closed.
Yeah.
And you know why, but you don't hate the door for closing, essentially.
Right.
Like, you're like, I know everything, and that's one of the things that Kim was talking about, like, when you do, like, the monologues, whatever. She had a warehouse of all the stuff that, like, Yeezy stuff and, like, things that she collected for her kids, and she's like, it's emotional because seeing things remind you of a time in your life. So, like, packing for me when I left Queens was super emotional because there are so many things you're putting away and you're taking, and you're like, I'm not going to take this, I am going to take this. It reminds you of a period of time that was like really happy or like was great in your life, and you're like, I know I can never go back there, and I'm grateful for experiencing that, but it's sad that all of that happiness turned into this.
Yeah, and I always feel like, there has to be a point where it's like, I mean, if something of value to you still reminds you of something, and I feel like you don't really, like, when people are like, they throw something important
You're sentimental.
away. Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm going to throw this away because she bought it for me. And I'm like, I can't work like that because
Not always.
it's something,
It
it's like that piece makes me happy.
It reminds
was
me of the
given to me
time.
and I was happy.
Yeah, yep.
And to me, that specific thing serves a purpose.
It's harmless. I don't. It's not like I'm
like,
wearing.
yeah,
It's not like I'm still wearing an engagement ring. It's like it
Yeah,
was given to me, and it was
yeah.
something that, because I try to think of it in the mindset of like it was given to me because that person knew it made me happy, and the item
Right.
still makes me happy. It
Yes.
reminds me of a happier time. It's completely different when you get a new partner and they're like, I feel like that's a whole other issue if your new partner can't respect that, like a statue or a pair of sneakers or whatever made you happy. It's like it has nothing to do with the person. It has to do with the fact that it was something that made me excited and I liked, and like, I'm not going to throw away a pair of sneakers. I'm not, whatever. But I feel like it takes like a lot of growth and understanding to know that sometimes stuff just has to, like, doors just have to close. Some usually forever, but not always. Sometimes they open in a different light where it's like into different rooms where you can't occupy the same space you used to in my life, and other times the door has to stay bolted shut forever.
No, 100%.
So it's like, when you have kids together, obviously the door can't stay bolted shut. You need to co-parent and like be around each other, but there's degrees of it. Like if both people aren't able to put behind them everything that happened, and one person's still very bitter and angry, and then there's not going to be like a two-way street of dialogue. One person's just going to be difficult to deal with and impossible. And then there's other people who subscribe to the mindset of there should be no, like, outside of like I'll drop her off Tuesday at 8, there should be no interaction. And I'm like, I don't necessarily believe that either. So it's like,
because it's like, yo, listen, like anybody, like, yeah, okay, cool. When you drop her off, like that's gonna happen for the next whatever. Let's just say 8 until she's 18.
Well, no, I mean, think about
But,
Kai. That's gonna happen for the next 16 years, essentially,
so
for you. Because
it's
Kai's
like
2. It's till you're,
And you make the best of every situation.
But you get to think like that. If you, like, going back to what you were saying before, if you don't take the positive from it, every situation is negative, and everything that you're viewing, is like, or everything that you kind of get, like, you think yourself into a box, essentially. Like, I see people, like, that have been together for 8 or 10 years, then they get married and they're divorced a year later, and it's like, why? Like, what the fuck happened?
What happened to you?
Because people, again, it goes, and you, like, you talk to, well, once they got married, she believed that this and this was how it should be. And it's like, no, after you get married, you don't do this or you don't do that. And it's like, the only thing that changes with marriage is my last name, if I chose, and the fact that we're now legally, like, on paper tied together.
Like, we got to pay more taxes.
No, actually, sometimes you pay less taxes depending. But
Mm-hmm.
but like outside of that, on paper we're tied together. But other than that, I'm still me and you're still you. We are still the same people who love the same things, who value the same stuff, who want to do the same
100%.
stuff. You get married, and you're like, no, you can't have poison out. No, you get married, no, you can't do this. Like, why not? And that's a battle that I've or like a like and I was
You
talking
see
to,
it. You
yeah
see it.
no and I was talking to Day about it before. Like sometimes your message gets misconstrued or interpreted as something where if I'm like, I'd prefer you not do that, here's why, and you're not listening to my message, that's because you don't want to hear it that way.
Right.
You've painted it in a different way. Like if I'm like, hey, I'd really prefer you not to go to AC this weekend because you didn't pay your portion of the Con Ed bill, or because money's a little bit tight in the house this week, and you're like, you just don't want me to go because you don't like my friends. Like, both things might be true. I might fucking hate your friends, but I'm telling you the reason I'm asking you to postpone it this weekend is because I had to cover your portion of this bill.
Right.
That's my reason. You're gonna disregard that piece and be like, no, it's because you hate my friends.
So
You're
fair.
using the bill as an no. I'm telling you, I'm sick of doing whatever because no, and it just takes like a dialogue.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a lot of things that we as people miss out on is like effective communication. Is like actually telling someone like what really is
The case.
yeah.
But also being honest from the get-go. I feel like a lot of people mask themselves in the very beginning of a relationship or interaction, and everything's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing's a problem. Everything's cool, and I'm guilty of it. I've done it too. Where you're like, I don't want to pick a fight with this person. Like I don't want to look overly confrontational or insecure. So I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. And then things like I paid the bill once or twice, or like an anniversary is forgotten, or like I've eaten dinner alone 4 times this week. Then all of that stuff cascades down, and it looks like you just blew up over nothing. But it's been building because you didn't confront it when it happened.
Yeah, because you didn't say anything. Now that the one thing happened,
it might be small, but everything blows up. So it's like, yeah, all right, like no, I didn't mind that you did this. I didn't mind, and then now I'd mind. And now you're like, but I've been playing video games for 4 years, or I've been doing this for, I've been playing basketball for 8 years, and now it's a problem? Like, no, it's a problem because I've eaten dinner alone for the 4th time this week. It just so happens to be on basketball night, but now I'm annoyed. And it's like, because people are like, I don't want to like make it seem like it's a problem. If you're not 100% on board with who I am, and obviously you learn people over time, but if you get to like, I feel like at the 2-year mark, you know the person.
Yeah. For the most part,
That,
I feel like,
you know
their
about the
trends
person,
and
yes.
patterns. You know their routines. You know
enough about them to know if you want to stay or go.
Right.
You know enough what's negotiable, what's not, and what you can tolerate, and what is just a deal breaker. And even honestly, even before that, I feel like at 6 months, you know the person's like base metrics of what makes them tick.
No.
And if there's like more red flags and more like I should have said something moments, then like this is okay, then you should probably fucking call it quits.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like peace out that. But people don't. Like, people just hang on, I guess, because either they don't want to go through because dating's miserable, but like they don't want to go through it again.
Yeah.
Dating is terrible.
It's in a pool of.
It's a cesspool.
For you guys.
Oh, for you, it's gonna be. I can't wait to see. I didn't get to go out on a date because my credit score isn't 800. Like, yeah.
I had to swipe into the restaurant. They told me no.
Tell you most things.
You're not. But at some point, you're gonna want advice. And listen, the way dating is going now, people are insane.
But it goes back to what you're saying with the communication piece. People don't know how to hold a conversation.
No.
They don't. They don't know how to talk. They only know how to text, and even that is dry as. I just all of the things. I don't know. Everything is like. I also don't really have, and we were saying this, I don't really have a desire at this moment to have that, I don't know, I feel like I spent a lot of years in that life.
Well, yeah.
And now I'm, living on my own for the first time,
well, yeah.
and enjoying it.
But it's actually so funny because it's like I look at it now, and, even, with her, it was so funny because Ernie had looked at her teeth and told her, yo, at some point you're going to have to get braces, fix your whole shit. And she was like, I ain't getting no braces because if I get braces, the line going to get short. And I'm like, listen, if your line going to get short, for you getting braces. But then again, too, I remember her age,
I was
and I'm
gonna
just
say
like,
you can't even front.
and-
When I got my braces, that was a bad time.
it was. But I feel like, I feel like especially now because they have access to so much stuff, and they know they're way more grown than where we were. And I'm just like, yo, bro, somebody don't want you to fix your grill.
I will say that my biggest regret with braces is how young I got them, because I got them 8th grade going into 9th grade. I had them through 10th grade. Then I was still kind of going through puberty. Once I hit like 17, 18, my whole face, my everything changed. The braces were fucking pointless.
No, like me, I like at this point, I just wish I would have like understood, or maybe seen someone who like understand if there was somebody there that wanted my, I don't know, I guess like like.
Well, no, you don't think like that
but
at
you're
6,
young,
at 5, however old
But-
you are, 14.
and that's what I'm saying, cause like
Because I was talking to Rosalie yesterday, and I was like, she's gonna be 15 in less than 6 months. It's fucking wild.
no, I honestly I feel like a lot, and just looking at the patterns of what goes on, like the hate cycle between men and women is so
Well,
real.
and I think
that
it's like a shitting it's like a pissing
Because-
contest constantly, like back and forth of like women do this, like girl math and boy math. As funny as that was a clear cut example of
Well,
like
yeah,
the
it's throwing
gender.
shade at each other, and then that's the thing too, is because birth like rates of people having kids is going down.
Yeah, our generation. So I love that everything is titled. Millennials have ruined, like whatever, bro. We grew up through like 95 fucking historic events. Like it's
Yeah.
like relax, but also like everything is expensive as fuck. Like if we didn't have her when I had her, I wouldn't have kids.
Well, I
But she's already here. Like the most expensive part of
and
her
I
was
get
years
that,
ago.
But then it's like, to me, it's like, yo, if something's expensive, I ain't getting no cat, I ain't getting no dog. Yo, just between my cat alone, like food and litter.
Bro, I got 3 of them in this house.
Food and litter is expensive as shit. Now I gotta buy him treats.
I have 3 of them.
That's what I'm saying. So I
And
might as well not, if I'm not gonna have a kid,
That costs money.
I might as well not, oh, listen, my dude, you wanted 4 cookies for $16. That's
That box of cookies was $27.
bro. She looked at me. She's like, Dad, we already in Long Island. Can we go to Crumble? And I'm like,
You
and
about
now-
to-
I'm gonna say yes.
You were about to double dip
So-
crumble
so-
cookies,
so-
you
Because
little
I wanted
bitch.
him to try them, and he
So,
can
in
he
my-
can
try-
that I guarantee you ate my cookies.
so
No,
in
I
my,
didn't. I ate the
so
one that we had already
in
tried.
my
You
head
can try
is
one of the ones that are downstairs.
They're really good.
I already had cookies like that. What we had, what we bought in the office, what they call it, chonky cookies.
Chonky bee.
Yeah, so they're like, these cookies are
bubble
like
cookies.
massive. Like what? But the only difference with them is you have to put them in the microwave, let them cool down. Heat
No.
them up,
I'm gonna throw this phone, bro.
and let them
Phone?
get soft.
The phone keeps triggering the microphone.
But other than that, it was like
no, see, these
legit.
come like that. Like Ava had you taste them
Yeah.
downstairs, but
So, but
Yeah.
my thing in my head was the fact that this child asked me for 4 cookies that cost $16.
that's my. So when people
I'm
are
like, $4 a goddamn cookie.
yes, but bro, that's my. Thing.
I could
People
go
are
get
like,
some Chips Ahoy at the
But that's
Stop
that
and
people are
Shop.
like, oh, like I have some friends. It's kind of evenly divided. I have some friends who are starting to have kids. They've just had kids. They're like young kids. They're little. Nobody has a handful of people have them her age, but it's expensive as fuck. And it's like
Yeah.
years ago, like you had families of like 4 or 5 and 6. Now it's like families of 3. It's like 2 parents and a kid,
Yeah.
maybe 2 kids at best. So it's like, yeah, no, our generation's not having kids like they used to, but they're also not getting married like they used to.
But,
They're not like moving. They're not doing anything. I don't even want to say traditionally, but the way it was done in the past, because
And
it doesn't
that's-
fit the way the world is.
And it's so funny because I was watching this lady speak. It was so funny because she was watching a girl make a video, and the girl was basically saying like, basically how the dude is broke and this and that, and he can't get her nothing and this and that. And I'm like, bro, I wish a woman would tell me something. I'm gonna tell you, you work, right? Go buy your own shit. Don't worry
And
on your
that's- okay,
anniversary,
but
your
that-
birthday,
yes,
and shit like that. I'm gonna
but-
get you stuff, but don't expect me to pay your Netflix.
So
You better put Netflix on the joint account.
I was
so
gonna
you
say
better
we're gonna
deposit
share. I was gonna
$4.
share like, so,
You better deposit that
I've
$4.
shared my subscription with people I've dated. Like I've shared that information. Like if
I-
I'm at dude's house and I want to log
Well,
into it,
that's
I'm
cool.
not gonna be like log me out before I leave. like I'm not gonna do that.
listen,
Like
we
I'm not gonna be a
cool,
fucking
but
weirdo.
My point is, you judging me as a man because I don't
Oh,
want to
no.
buy you a
Did
bag.
Did
like,
you see the?
you, that's crazy.
But there's levels. I feel like when we first start like dating and messing, the price point for like I thought of you gifts is smaller. So like, I thought of you gift when we first like
Yeah.
talking and messing around. I got you your favorite Starbucks drink. Here you go. Like that is
Yeah,
perfect.
that's
All right, now
cool.
we're like 4-6 months in. All right, I like something small, like nothing like, I seen something in your Amazon cart, it was like $50, I got it for you.
Yeah.
Or like you were eyeing something at Sephora here, and then you move into like,
Well, yeah, listen,
I seen those, you like those sneakers, I ordered you.
Yeah,
sneakers.
like to me, if we dating for a year or more, I'm gonna hook you up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hook you up.
Yeah, but for me, it's super hard for me to accept gifts
But
of
my thing
any
is,
size.
But don't think you gonna, because I hooked you up on your birthday and Christmas. Don't think you're gonna come April out of nowhere and say, "Oh, the Easter bunny didn't leave my bag." Like,
I don't know.
chill.
Maybe. So I think I've seen it both ways, but it has to be reciprocated.
No, well, yeah, even too
Like
with women,
if I
like
just, know,
it burns me.
I think women expect it more than men do. Men don't
literally
expect it.
burns me when they're like, "Well, he missed the electric bill, but I bought him 2K." What? Wait,
I
wait.
didn't ask you to do that.
I'm like, yo, why did you? You better return that, yo. Get your $60 back, and don't let it be the deluxe
I was gonna say
edition.
the deluxe version is like $150.
So
What do you mean?
you better go get your bread back and put that on the electric bill. That's your 2K.
But this is my thing though.
So for me, it's for both parties.
No, it's for both parties, yes.
like,
but I've seen it, and I'm guilty of this. I've covered your piece of the electric bill, but it was also your birthday, so I did get the video game because I felt bad not. Where like I should have been like,
nah.
The lights are your gift.
Listen.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, like that's my thing. Is like, yo, like people need to start working together more. And if you're gonna be in a relationship, it needs to be togetherness. It can't
Yes,
be.
it needs to be you meet me where I'm at type of
It
deal.
can't be what can I benefit from you. Like, okay, I know. Okay, she has a good job. I'm flipping burgers. My V-Bucks and Xbox subscriptions paid for. Like
No.
I'm good. Like no, it can't
No.
be that way. Like
I provide the
honestly.
necessities, but I will not provide the fringies.
No, just
like
to
I
me,
provided a
work-
place to live, lights, food,
just work
electricity.
together. That's all.
I'm not providing the fringies.
That's all I say.
But but that goes back to what I was saying. I'm providing the necessities, and you keep buying the fringies, bro. What the fuck?
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Stop buying V-Bucks and put it on the fucking Wi-Fi.
Yeah, my thing is I'm gonna make sure the bills is paid up first. Then if I'm a little short and I want to get $80 worth of V-Bucks, but I only have 40. Hey, do you mind if I have $40 for V-Bucks? But all our bills is paid.
As long as the bills are paid and I'm not picking up more of the slack, sure.
We're good.
But like as far as once all those things are met, or if we're not living together, and all those, you're not like putting yourself like in a
Right,
bad
100%.
position financially. I don't mind. Well, I'm trying to learn not to mind being given gifts just because I've never been good at receiving just because gifts.
No,
like
100%.
And I've been told this before, like, it's impossible to shop for gifts for me because I don't wait for stuff. So if I see it, I want it, I buy it. I Klarna the fuck out of everything. Yeah, pretty much. So there's been a pair of sneakers that I've been hawking that I want, but I'm like, I will wait because that could be a Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been, and I'm like, usually I would have just ordered those motherfuckers and been good with it, but I'm like, I'm gonna wait because I don't.
That's the thing that Grandma always says. She's like, I never know what to get your mom. She always has.
Because I see it and that's it. Like I don't wait. But even
Okay.
other people who are like, I would like to get you something. Oh,
Yeah,
give me a Starbucks gift card, bro, because that goes the quickest.
Yeah, holidays are like rough for me because I'd be like, yo, don't buy me shit. Just give me cash.
Word.
Just give me cash.
But
Don't
not
buy me
everybody likes.
nothing.
It depends.
No.
who
I
you give
tell my
cash
mom.
to.
I tell my mom.
Well, no, at
my
our age, yeah,
sister.
just give me cash. Bro.
Oh well, yeah. I tell everybody, even with her, I told her and the boys, y'all getting cash from me. I ain't. Listen, I didn't ask them for a list from when they was 11 years old, and they can't even make a simple Christmas list. Literally.
But it goes back to what we're saying. They get everything that they want during the year. There is no like at the end of the we would
Like-
wait for Christmas because we knew all year long
100%.
all the shit we wanted that they said no to
100%.
we were gonna get for Christmas.
And
During
now-
the year now it's like, oh, you needed a new Apple Watch? Okay, I'm gonna go pick this up. Here's a watch.
Yeah,
Where normally
no.
for us I would have been like, you're waiting till Christmas time to see if it's maybe on sale and maybe I'll get it for you.
No, 100%. Listen,
Her friend was with us that day, and her friend was so like
Salty,
so
bro.
flabbergasted and so I bought this watch. So I didn't buy her the brand new one. I was like, if anyone's gonna upgrade to a brand new watch, it's gonna be the person footing the fucking bill, which is me.
Of course, 100%.
But I had a 6. It was still relatively new. I got an 8. She got the 6. She had the 3 before. It was like not working with the phone
So I
anymore.
was like, oh, great.
So I was like, it's not working with the phone anymore. It no longer serves a purpose. It won't, whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll go see what it will be for me to upgrade. I upgrade my watch. I give her the 6. And her friend was like, your mom just like went to the store and gave you her watch, and it's like,
Yo,
yeah.
That's what I be telling her. Sometimes, yo, she gotta, I be telling her
But it's not
sometimes,
even that she
when
was-
it comes to stuff that you give her, I be telling her, she lucky. Because if it was me, that 6 would have went
To
into
trade in.
Apple for the trade-in.
Yeah, it would have saved me like $3.
And I would have been like, yo, what's up? I'm getting 200 back. All right, bring it up, right?
That's what he's like. Are you trading the 6 in? And I was like, no, I'm giving it to my kid. And we couldn't trade the 3. They no longer accepted
No,
it.
no.
So I didn't get anything for it. I paid full cost for the watch, but it was the same thing as if I would have went and bought her a new one. So I was like, I'll get the new one. She'll get the 6. It works. It works with her phone.
And that's why I said when it
She's
comes to
Gucci.
like those things, your mom looks out for you. Like when it comes to the gaming and stuff,
Not even like she was just like flabbergasted. It was more of like a assault kind of.
But that's what we tell you though. But we tell
Most
you
kids
have a
don't get
lot.
it.
You have a lot of stuff that people don't have, bro. And you're getting to the age, bro, where you're getting too old for stuff to just be given to you now. You're about to be 15, 16. Bro, remember we was working at the little Adventureland, Adventure Park.
Nobody hires 14 or 15-year-olds.
Well,
No, they hire 16 and
yeah,
17. Usually
16,
summer
17,
jobs.
yeah.
That's what we were
But
working.
that's what we were talking
job.
about. We used to work at the little ride play, wherever, that
Nelly
little
Bly.
Adventureland
Mom
where you used to
work
go.
at Nelly, she remembers. I used to work at Nelly Bly.
Yeah, we used Nelly Bly. Yeah, that's what it was called. I thought I saw the Pirates.
But
So I
that's
thought about Adventureland.
yes, yeah. Well, that's what it
or
was
something.
really called. But yeah, no, they'll hire 16 and 17-year-olds for the summer, like for
Because-
summer youth or whatever. But like to her point, yeah, nowadays because I see it, I work in HR, I see it. They don't hire. It's
No,
a
100%.
headache. They've made. And this is what makes me laugh about like just the way that the government does things. They've made it so many rules to protect minors from working that nobody wants to be bothered and nobody will hire them anymore.
Well, yeah.
They're like, it's
You
8
know.
pages of rules. Fuck
But
that.
it's
Wait,
crazy.
I'm not hiring until you're
But
18.
It's crazy though. Like I know some people. Like it's funny because I know some people on Xbox. That's of course the everybody ranges from young to old. So I have friends that are like 18, and then some friends that are like 63. So a lot of these kids that I know that are like 18, 19, it's like they leave their jobs on a whim.
Yeah, well, that's this
You know what I mean?
generation. The quiet
it's like-
quitting. They're literally like they subscribe to the idea of I'm acting my wage, and once you've done too much, bro, I'll find another fucking minimum wage job.
and
Whatever.
that's why I say like in the real world, it's like that don't work like that. Like
No,
even
because you have too much is at stake. Like I didn't leave my previous job till I knew this job was lined up. I didn't just quit. Like I had to have
Yeah.
something else because a lot is riding on that. But think about like when we
But
were
see,
working
and
at
for your
Adventureland.
mom, it's a little bit more because she's renting and she's on her own, so she has to make sure the money counts.
The money has to
Versus
come in.
where, yeah, like it's me. Yeah, I live with my parents. The risk is not so high.
No, the risk for me is very high.
But the risk for me, the high risk comes when they pass away. Now, if my money can't handle that
Sustain
house
it.
or
Yeah,
sustain
yeah.
the house, I lose that.
Actually, the risk
And
the risk regardless exists for you because the child support gets too high. They're coming back to take you.
You
to
feel
jail.
me? So that's another thing too. So it's like either way you look, if you don't budget your money, you don't move with your money in the right
Or make
direction.
decisions to like
Smart
be
decisions.
yeah like
you
you know
losing everything you got. You losing everything you got, and that's what I want you to learn now from an early age, so that when you start traversing the world with your money and your everything, because I ain't gonna tell you what to do with your money. You can go buy whatever you want, but you come to me and say, "Yo, Dad,
My lights got shut off."
My light off. So what'd you buy? But I bought these 3 statues that I really wanted for $500.
like damn. I guess you better get a
I'm
flashlight.
about to be like, yo, my man,
Those statues light up.
call up customer service. You better get
Return
some
'em.
candles. And that's real life, because it's the same thing that
That's why
Listen.
I'm gonna make sure that I make enough money if my kids need my help.
it don't matter.
Well, but there's help, and then there's consequences for stupid decisions.
Yeah, no,
No, but I'm not helping you when you've made dumb
Yeah,
decisions.
that's-
There's a difference. There's a difference of
Dude.
like, Mom, I lost my job. I got laid off. I'm
Yeah.
looking for another job, but I need help. That's different from you being like, I went and bought 8 pairs of sneakers and now I don't have any fucking money for food. That's a stupid life decision
Yeah.
that you should have known better for.
100%.
I'm not co-signing
100%. You
helping stupid decisions.
listen. You can sit there and say you gonna make all the money in the world. There are people who've won lotto at 800 million and went broke.
But either if I called
that's-
grandma, if the lights got shut off and I called grandma and said, well, no, I went and bought a new car and I can't afford the note, so the lights are out. Grandma would be like, well, what the fuck you better go back to the leasing office and turn that motherfucker back. They're not
You
going
better
to
get your deposit back. You better get
versus me
everything.
saying.
would pay it.
And Grandma would
Only 'cause
absolutely
I'm here.
nope. Grandma would not. She would take you to her house, and I'd be sitting here in the dark by myself. That's what Grandma would do.
That's
She
the
would take you
difference.
out of the darkness that's here and bring you there. But she'd leave me to sit in the dark because they're not going to co-sign stupidity, and they've made that very clear. Like if
Yeah.
when I got this car, like make sure that you can pay all your bills. If I call them and like, listen, I wanted a trip to the Maldives. It was a great trip, but me and Ava can't eat for the next 6 weeks. And I feel like, okay, we'll drop Ava off here, and I guess maybe go eat some saltines. I don't know. Go to a soup kitchen.
100%.
They're not. But if I was like, I got laid off, I'm really trying to, like, I just need this much to make it to when my first check. Okay, here. That they would do.
And I'm telling you,
if it was my own dumb shit, they'd be like,
I'm reciprocating that same energy. If you need help, you get help.
yeah,
You
help.
make dumb
A
decisions.
hand up, not a handout.
I'm sorry, you ain't getting nothing. Dad, and that goes for you and Kai. That's not just for you, Kai too. Anybody come to me. Anybody come to me, yo. Even my nephews, Uncle Chris, I need to borrow $800 pay my bill. What would you do with your
where's
money?
the rest
What
of the
happened to
money?
your
What
money?
happened? And that's always been my thing. Like, even, like, just in general, like, I will help you, but I will not bail you out of self-created
100%.
stupidity.
No,
So
no.
I'll assist you, and it may not always be monetary. My help might be just a resource that I have,
Yeah,
or helping you
100%.
navigate like a process on how to, like, create a payment plan or whatever it is. But I will help you. I will not bail you out because you dug a hole.
100%.
I'm not putting the ladder in the hole. You're gonna meet me halfway.
Because just as the world is getting expensive for you, it's getting expensive
It's
for
doubly
us.
expensive
It's getting
for us.
expensive for your grandparents. It gets expensive for everybody.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
gotta think about it. Like that's crazy. Like your grandparents right now is facing like anywhere between 8 to 10% in inflation, and they have to live off of that money for the rest of their life because they're not working. Well, your grandma's working, but Mr.
My dad's been been on.
Work compensation. He's still doing
No, but it's only till 8 years. It's coming up on 8 years.
So that's what I'm saying.
it'll switch
Once
to
that comes out,
it'll switch to Social Security disability until he's 65, but it's not as much as the comp.
That's
was.
what I'm
And
saying.
if you look at the amount that you're getting plus the amount of inflation, like just like when I'm gonna get my raise, a 3% raise
that's
and
what I'm
8% of
saying.
inflation, I didn't get a raise.
you can get nothing.
All I have to deal with now is instead of 8% inflation, it's 5%
See,
inflation.
the only difference between your grandparents and us is we still
We don't
have
have
an
old money.
ability to make an abundance of money.
We still have the
can
ability
still-
to work, but we're not dealing like Grandma and Grampy have old money because Grandma, Gigi, and Pop had the whatever. We don't.
no,
we're working from scratch.
Yeah, not only that, there's savings and stuff like that. But as time goes on, you gotta understand the mortgage, car insurance,
We need something in
phone
the
bill,
house,
cable.
Yeah.
All that could cost. Let's say that could cost your grandparents $4,000 a month. That's $4,000 a month for 12 months.
Yep.
Guess how much that is? That's like $48,000, and then they gotta project how much longer they're gonna live
And live
So-
off the retirement and shit.
and
yeah.
then that can be 10 to 20 years. So you're talking about over.
millions of dollars, almost about $1 million essentially. So it's like you have to think of that stuff. So it's like
That's
I think
how
about
it
like I think about
works.
money when I think about like
You have to
I
think
think about
about
the
it.
entire year. So it's like, all right, what am I going to be? I know that I have to pay my car insurance twice a year. I know that I'm gonna have to pay my renter's insurance. I'm gonna
100%.
have to pay this. So I think about that like all year long, how I break down what I'm spending and where I'm putting the money. So it's like, yeah, all right, I might have $800, but I know that I'm gonna in 2 months need this, so I'm gonna put that here. So yeah, all right, I might only have $250 left over. So I love when people are like, what do you mean I'm like, when I say I don't want to say broke. When I say like my funds are limited, it's because that's the only free money I have left
Right.
with my check.
No,
The rest of it's
100%.
allocated for something else already.
And that's why I feel, even for
You're supposed
people.
to have more if you finish paying your car.
And then
It doesn't matter if with the way everything else. I paid the car down to just eat up the amount of inflation. So now where I used to go to the store to like get yogurt and whatever bullshit I would get, and it'd be like $75. I went into Target and I got like just I didn't get any fringies, just the shit we need like toilet paper. I got another thing of yogurt. I got like the shit for that like toothpaste, just $150.
And that's funny because that was
$150.
That- that was the same thing Amanda was just telling my mom.
At most.
She said she
bro.
just walked
80
into Target, walked out with nothing for $180.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so
So
that's
that
why I
money
try
that
to
I
tell
saved
people,
is
like,
gone.
bro, like even like people who have that kind of like sense, like, yo, oh yeah, my grandparents, bro. Your grandparents got paid like $500,000
That-
for the next 10
that-
years,
that
and then
thing
and then on top of that, they want to help you and give you shit. You better have a heart, cause all right. So when they run out of money, put them in your crib.
But not only that though.
That's my thing.
They're gonna live. Let's say they have $500,000 put aside. They have to live off that money for the next whatever years. By the
That's
time
what
they're
I'm
done living, that
saying.
might only be $100,000.
That's what I try to say when it comes to money. It's not that money is everything, but
It's the
it's not
foundation.
money is in everything as you as a human, as a person. But money is everything
It's
when
the
it comes to
foundation.
living. When you come to living, if you want to live a good life, you gotta make sure you paying your bills. doing what you gotta do, saving your money. Guess what? Your car go down, you want to be able to. Yo,
All right.
shit, I gotta take my car to Subaru, and it gotta go. Right now, I just showed her. My car literally sat for 3 days. I used my mom's car because, like I told you, I'm trying to save the mileage on my car.
Yeah,
3
because
days, my car sat. Battery's dead. Guess what? Gotta go out, $180
that's
out
what
my
I
pocket.
have the AAA membership. That's $100 a year. So it's like you
So-
think of all these things. It's like one of like Amazon Prime is $150 now. Like all of those things, you think about it, and you're like, okay, so that's all those other expenses for the
Prime
year.
Don't really need.
Prime. Yeah, at this point, I would probably label.
But
Prime
if you
as a
don't have
necessity.
cable, that's why you pay
You
for
pay
Prime.
for the video, but Prime is the video. Prime is to we need a book for school. All right,
Boom.
on Prime, on
End of
Amazon
day.
Prime. And without Amazon Prime, you're gonna wait for me to order that shit from Barnes and Nobles, and that could take 2 weeks to get here.
You know what I'm saying? So
Or even groceries. I love Prime for that. I did that
Yeah.
the other day, and that was
no,
that-
100%, and that's all I want her to learn, and even her, Kai, and the boys. Be monetarily smart. Be financially smart. That's what I want y'all to do. I don't care if you want to go out there and buy the new Switch every year, but if you, let's say you know the Switch is coming in 2026, yo, I'm gonna put $10 away. Every time $10 away, you're not spending nothing crazy.
No, it's not
By
hurting
the
your
time the
pocket.
Switch come, you done had everything else you wanted, and you still got the money to drop on the
Yeah,
Switch.
it
Oh,
just-
whatever it is, even later on in life, you want a car, whatever, it doesn't matter. Listen, grandmother told me the same thing with this car. You better start putting money away. You want that WRX? You gonna have to put money away. I saw the WRX in 2015, 2016. I was like, that's the car I
remember.
want.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the car I want. Grandma said, you better start putting your money away. She said, I ain't got no money to give you.
Yep. When I bought the.
And I still went there, and Grandma still helped me with an extra $2,000. She still helped me, but she wanted to see if I was gonna make.
They won't tell you that they're
Make
gonna
it
give you the
happen.
help. So when I bought the reason I got the black Corolla that I have now because I had my grandma's, I had no intentions of upgrading that car. I had it whatever. My brother had gotten his license and he was like, I can't afford it. I was like, I could. I was like, so you give me whatever for the car, it'll match what I have for the down payment on this car, and then we're good. My parents co-signed so I get a lower interest rate.
Yeah.
But that's why I ended up with this car. But I had the ability to do that because they were like, all right, well, we'll give you the cosign so you can get a lower interest rate so your brother can get the car. And it's like,
And it helps
together.
everybody
Yeah.
out.
But my parents were like, don't, even when I started driving originally, they're like, you cannot get your license until you can prove to us that you can pay that insurance because we're not paying it. You're paying the insurance, you're paying the note, you're paying the maintenance. We're not paying $1 for any of that. So until you can prove
Yeah.
that you can do that, we're not
But
putting
you
on
know
anything.
what, though? I respect them for that because that's responsibility. When you buy
not
something
giving a
like
handout.
that, it's an investment. When you buy a car, it's an investment.
Yeah, it's
and you got to
investment
take
for your
care of it.
convenience.
Listen, it's going to take you, when you got your 7-Eleven,
7-Eleven.
you know, you trying to go get your cocaine, you got it. Your
Cocaine.
car has to be oiled up, ready to go. That's
I
how it is.
I have to shout out the Corolla because that car deals with a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, man. GG Corolla, that was
the original.
that was
the
a
original. No, I'm
monster.
talking about my Corolla now. That car.
Oh, you
that
talking about that
car
one? I'm
troops.
talking about GG Corolla. That
GG
one was
Corolla's
like-
in Florida now.
That
Phil's
was a
got it.
gangster. That
It's
was
got
rolling
over
it down.
100,000 miles. But
Still
this
going strong.
Corolla, man, that Corolla troops out with me with the gas light, the fucking tire
Yo, you be
pressure
putting that car
light.
on some
I be
shit,
putting
though.
that car through it.
Car be thirsty, like yo.
Nah, I be going places and I'm like 12 miles. We
Yeah,
good.
because when you pull up at the crib, your car got like dashes and gas light. And I'm like, you just gonna let it run?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all
That's
right.
fine. Go to the speedway up the
You
block.
know,
We're
it's
all
all
right.
right, cool. Yo, me, as soon as I see the dashes on my car,
My mom,
I get
the other day
scared
we were
as
in the
hell.
living room. My mom's like, "Oh, it's not a quarter of a tank. I need to go get gas." And I'm like, "The light's not on." She's like, "No." I'm like, "You're good then." She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Until that bitch goes on, you're good." And she's like, "No." She's like, "You can't let it go below a quarter
Yeah.
tank." I'm like, "Quarter of a tank? I've let that bitch run to 0.
Yeah.
I've been pulling into the gas station. That shit's on zilch."
Because, yo, dude, you're one of those that's just like, you're riding
Riding
life
it
on
out.
the edge. I think that's it.
Because I hate going there.
'cause, like,
It's
the-
one of those places
yo,
like the
when
grocery
that-
store. I fucking hate going there.
When that gas light comes on, that's literally reserve. Like,
30
that
miles,
means...
30 miles to empty.
Yeah, that's literally... So you've already went past what's originally in the tank, and now the car's like, hey, listen,
We're gonna
this
run.
is all we have left.
We're at the edge.
I'm not even telling you what
Once
we have left.
the
what we
light
have
comes
left.
on, I know I have a good 30 miles, and then because the little gauge thing is always fucking all over the place. But once the light comes on, I'm like, I could make it around Staten Island with no problem. Like the light will be on when I take her to school in the morning, and I'm like, well, good, I'll make it there.
Oh no, I get scared, man. I feel like once the gas light comes on, and then my car, because the gas light will come on, and then it'll say like 25, and I'll be like, okay, cool. But then that 25 diminishes so quick, and then it goes like beep, 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 and it goes like lines.
It goes from 25 to like 12 in like half a block, and I'm like, you're lying.
So
you're
now
lying to me.
I'm hitting like the panic button, and I could swear every time in my head, the next sound I'll hear after the next mile is like, and I'm like,
Ava knows. Ava gets in the car and she's like, oh, we got 16 miles, you're good.
Like, I feel like that's that song. It's like, Danger Zone. Like, that's like your thing. Like,
I've let it run to 0. I've come over the bridge with it on 0 and made it to a gas station. That's why I know that gauge lies to me.
That's crazy.
Lies.
That's insane.
That's just the way of it, because I'm like, this car, I know my car, and it sounds so like cheap. I know the car. Me and the car were like this. I know my car.
Yeah, not me and my car. My car, he don't like me. Like right now, he's just chilling with the battery dead. He's just like, yo.
Yo, if you need I have jumper cables in my car.
I do too. I have them in the back of the WRX.
I have my basket of shit
so
in the trunk.
Yeah, it's emergency. That's good that you have.
I have I have AAA also. Have I ever used any of those items?
Yeah.
So this is the part that kills me before we go. The tire pressure light will come on when the weather changes, and I know it happens more with these tires because they're sport tires, but the tire pressure will change. I bought a fucking an air compressor, to like a portable one to fill up. Ask me if I've ever even opened the box to use the compressor. No, I go to the gas station, pay $1.50, get the OC to give me quarters so I can put the I go to the gas station because I don't want to open the box and read the direction. I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
It's literally like just snap it on the thing. Bloop,
I don't know.
And then press
it's
button.
like a compressor. I haven't looked at it. It's in my trunk, so if I'm like ever like on a mountain and there is no gas station guy, then I would use it. But like I've never even.
So you're just like total emergency.
It is absolute do or die. Like AAA can't reach me. Like last resort is me doing it myself. But yeah, so we are at 1 hour and 30. So yeah, I know we're up there. Producer, hello, Ava, you gotta cap it for me. So, we will catch you guys on Tuesday for the stream, and we've got 2 more episodes the console will turn off automatically in 5 minutes. Thank you.
So everybody's calling
it a night, but we will catch you on Tuesday for the stream, and we've got episodes 9 and 10 left in the season for you guys, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.